In this video, we continue our trip as we embark on the Celebrity Constellation. Join us as we visit the first port on this 12-day cruise. We'll take you along as we explore the beautiful towns in Cinque Terre while doing our best to navigate the train system.
Please stand behind the other line.
Then we head inland for a guided tour through Pisa and Florence. In our last video, we had spent 2 days doing our best to see as much of Rome as our bodies would allow. But now it was time to hit the road and take the 1-hour drive northwest to the port city Civitavecchia, where we'd board the ship. There are a number of options for making this trip, including trains, buses, or even taxis. We opted for another service called Shared Shuttle. It's a ride share where you split the cost of the trip with other passengers. We paid about €80 for the both of us. What was really nice was the shuttle picked us up near our Airbnb and dropped us at the port. No need to wrestle our luggage over Rome's cobblestone roads to get to a bus stop or train station. The ride there was scenic as we cruised down Italy's highways. As we got closer to the port, the Constellation came into view. We could not wait to get on board.
It's cruise day!
We dropped off our luggage, completed the boarding process, finished the muster requirements, and checked out our rear-facing cabin. Overall, the accommodations were comfortable. The cabin was roomy enough for 2 people and with a decent amount of storage. The bathroom was a bit small, but had all the essentials. A really nice part of this cabin was the oversized rear-facing balcony. We had 2 chairs, 2 loungers, 2 tables, and incredible views out here. We will be posting a full ship tour of the Constellation at the end of this video series, and will include a more in-depth tour of the cabin. On our last Celebrity cruise, we had a great experience at the Martini Bar, so we headed there next. We opted for a classic drink package, which does not include premium drinks like these martinis. We paid the extra charge and headed to the pool area for the sail away.
I'm so excited.
There really wasn't much of a sail away celebration on this cruise, so we hung out on the deck and watched as the ship pulled out to sea. We decided to go explore the ship for a while, then grab some dinner, and called it an early night, as we were still dealing with jet lag and the sore legs from our time in Rome. We wanted to be refreshed for what lay ahead.
We woke up around 6:30 in the morning as we were pulling into La Spezia port to a beautiful sunrise. The plan for today was to visit a few of the small, colorful fishing villages along Cinque Terre, a rugged stretch of the Italian Riviera. There was no need to rush, however, since we would be at the port overnight and had all day to explore. So we slept in, enjoyed the gorgeous sunrise from our room, had breakfast, and leisurely got ready to disembark. The La Spezia port is a commercial container port, so we were required to take the free shuttle bus from the pier to the terminal. Once there, we hopped on a cab for a short ride to La Spezia Central train station. I pre-purchased a Cinque Terre card, which gave us unlimited train rides, Wi-Fi at the stations, and access to several hiking trails like the Via dell'Amore, which we will be visiting at the end of the day. Once at the train station, we were a little confused which train and platform we should be taking. Thankfully, the free Wi-Fi came in handy, and Google has all the answers we needed. We checked the screens for the regional trains going to Levanto and found the platform we needed to visit all 5 coastal villages. Our first stop is Vernazza, the furthest village we will be visiting, which only took about 20 minutes to get to. absolutely loved this beautiful, picturesque village with its vibrant, colorful houses surrounding the small harbor and rocky cliffs. We wandered around for a bit, taking it all in before following the delicious smells coming from a small pizza place on the main road. We grabbed a couple slices and sat at the end of the pier, taking in the breathtaking scenery. As we finished up lunch, we noticed the church with an octagonal bell tower dominating the waterfront across the way and had to go check it out. This church is stunning. Called the Church of Santa Margherita di Antiochia, it was built in the 14th century over an older 11th century Romanesque structure. The inside is peaceful and dimly lit with outstanding views of the sea through the narrow arched windows. Local folklore claims the church was built after a wooden box containing the bones of St. Marguerite's finger washed up on the beach. As we headed back to the train station for our next stop, we found a much-needed fountain to fill up our water bottles. These fountains can be found all over Italy and are perfectly safe to drink unless noted. Even some of the big fancy fountains in Rome are drinkable, so you'll never need to buy water while visiting. Back at the train station, we hopped on the train to the next village as we head back toward La Spezia. Trains run every 15 to 30 minutes during peak season, so we didn't have to wait for long. After just a few minutes, we step off to explore the boardwalk and sandy beaches of Monte Rosso. At the end of the boardwalk was a large Neptune statue called the Giant, built into the rock face on the beach in 1910. Neptune originally held a large shell-shaped terrace that was used as an oceanfront dance floor in one hand and wielded a massive trident in the other. Unfortunately, these were destroyed during the World War II strikes targeting the coast. As we headed the other direction, we stopped to enjoy some delicious gelato on the beach before exploring the other side. As we made our way over the cliff on the sea and past the windows of locks, we dropped down into the older part of town with breathtaking views. We made our way through the tunnel that separates the two areas back to the train station.
So what do you think?
It's been fun. It's been a bit of a challenge to figure out how the trains work as far as their schedule and where they're going and when we need to get on and get off. And,
Which platform?
which platform to get to.
Not 9 3/4. Towns are really cute.
Yeah, it's
really pretty.
Too many things again to film and take pictures of. It's just all gorgeous.
It's different than Rome. It's coastal, but it's beautiful. Water up on the cliffs and colorful homes and the little alleyways. It's gorgeous.
It's been a lot of fun. So we're not done. A little more to go.
The next town was Rio Maggiore, where we walked the steep main street to get amazing views of the town below. We didn't spend much time here, but this is where our Via dell'Amore trail would begin. Called the Path of Love, this trail connects Rio Maggiore and Manarola, another village on Cinque Terre, along the cliffside and provides stunning views. It took about 20 to 30 minutes to walk the whole thing. The original plan was to have dinner in Manarola after the trail, but we decided to just head back to the ship for dinner. We had an early morning the next day, and dinner was already paid for on the ship.
Our last day docked at La Spezia would be spent on a guided tour through Pisa and Florence. Just a short walk from the port terminal, we met our driver Marco. We hopped into the van and made the 1-hour drive to Pisa. Like most of the cities we visited on this trip, Pisa is old. Founded in the 6th century BC, it has a long history, but it is most famous for its tower, built in 1173, which, if you don't know, means. There was not a lot on the itinerary here. We were given about 20 minutes by Marco before we had to meet back up and head to our next stop. So we gave the tower the old Griswold looky-loo and moved on. Well, we did take a couple quick shots. From Pisa, we rode for about 90 minutes east to Florence. The ride seemed to fly by as we passed through the spectacular Tuscan landscape. As we approached the city, Marco took us to an overlook where we were able to see all of Florence. After snapping a few pictures, was back in the van for a short ride into the city. Our tour began at Piazza del Duomo, the city center and heart of Florence. This area was settled around the same time as Pisa, but Florence itself wasn't established till 59 BC by the Romans as a military outpost. From the Baptistry of St. John to the Cathedral of Santa Maria del Fiore to Giotto's Tower, we were surrounded by awe-inspiring architecture. It was a short walk to the next stop, Palazzo Vecchio, where among the many statues was a full-size replica of Michelangelo's David. Although this was the original location for the actual statue, David was moved to the Accademia Gallery, also in Florence, to protect it from weather and pollution damage. From here, we wound our way through narrow alleys and streets to Ponte Vecchio, a 100-foot bridge packed with shops, tourists, and pickpockets. As we approached the bridge, we were warned about the pickpockets and told to make sure our valuables were secured before entering. Built in 1345, this is the only bridge in Florence to survive World War II. After touring the bridge, we circled back toward Piazza del Duomo, where our tour began. Along the way, we stopped to watch some people try their luck with the Porcolino fountain. Legend has it, if you place a coin in his mouth, rub his nose, causing the coin to fall through the drainage grate below, you will have good luck. Judging by how shiny his nose is, a lot of people have tried it. We made our way back to the city center and parted ways with our tour guide. We still had about an hour before Marco had to pick us up, so we looked for lunch. We didn't have to look far. We grabbed some sandwiches and a little sweet treat.
That's really good.
Yeah.
Wash my fingers.
Then it was back in the van for a nearly 2-hour ride back to the port. Once back on board the Constellation, we enjoyed dinner at the buffet.
You got there? What do you got?
I can't pronounce that, but it's chocolatey. And it has some kind of a chocolate cake. And that's one of those little cream puffs. I'm not even sorry.
I participated in one of the many pub quizzes, a simple general trivia game hosted by the crew throughout the cruise. With a sea day ahead and a much needed break from exploring, we settled in for a relaxing evening, knowing we had no pressing schedules ahead of us. Thanks for watching. In our next video, the cruise continues as we explore a small corner of Sicily, but we also get some unexpected and devastating news when our ship itinerary gets altered.
I'm really bummed. I'm really bummed.
Hope to see you then.